According to a report by Sam Hughes and Nicole Rathagel, published by the Center for American Progress in 2023, it was stated that the average American spent roughly $1,432 on prescription medications back in 2021. Considering today's extreme inflation and high cost of living, these expensive prescription medications impact the lives of all Americans. Considering this, the United States Congress should pass legislation to improve the affordability of prescription medications. An epidemic of high drug prices infects the United States, and college students are a major demographic group impacted by these high drug prices. Since many students are living on their own for the first time, they may be unable to afford these high drug prices, and so their health and schoolwork both suffer. As a certified pharmacy technician in all 50 states, I've taken numerous pharmacy courses, passed a national examination on pharmacy standards, and I've interned at a pharmacy for 6 months. This makes me uniquely qualified to speak on the impact of prescription drug prices on the lives of patients. Today, I will begin by detailing the problem with the current drug prices in the United States, the reasoning behind these high drug prices, and finally, I will propose solutions to lower these prices. First, let's begin by discussing the problem with current drug prices in the United States. As mentioned previously, the price of drugs in the United States is unreasonably high, and these high drug prices can negatively impact the lives of patients, as well as taxpayers and businesses. Expensive prescription medications can lead to a decline in patient health, as many patients will be unable to take their medications as originally prescribed. According to a journal article by Aaron Kesselheim et al., published by JAMA in 2016, it was stated that an increase in patient co-payment and out-of-pocket payments will result in a decrease in the affordability of medications. If patients are unable to afford their medications, they're going to be less likely to stick to their prescribed medical regimens, and so their health is going to suffer in turn. Many patients will seek to take their medications at irregular intervals to hopefully conserve medicine and spend money, but medications are prescribed very particularly. For instance, if a patient who is on blood thinner for stroke or antiarrhythmic heart medication is not taking their medicine as prescribed, then they're going to increase their risk for stroke or heart attack or even death. Additionally, high drug prices can result in higher taxes that both individual taxpayers and businesses must compensate for. According to a journal article by Daniel Baker, published by Sage Journals in 2017, it was stated that an increase in medication costs correlates with an increase in the healthcare cost of federally assisted programs, such as Medicare and Medicaid. Now, these federally assisted programs get their funding through taxes contributed both by individual taxpayers and businesses, so the burden of high medication costs is distributed all across the nation. Now, let's discuss why these problems are so prevalent in our nation. High pharmaceutical prices are a result of fragmentation and a lack of consistency within the drug industry. Prescription drug prices are not controlled, and third-party intermediates are involved in setting and negotiating these prices. For one, the United States has no restrictions on the price of prescription medications. According to a New York Times article written by Rebecca Robbins and Christina Jewett in 2024, it was stated that drug companies have avoided legal restraints on the price of prescription medications in the United States. This has caused the price of medications to be whatever the market will bear, and they're very easily influenced by inflation. Additionally, pharmacy benefit managers, also known as PBMs, act as third-party intermediates to negotiate the price of retail prescriptions. According to a Congressional Budget Office article written in 2022, it was stated that PBMs work to negotiate the price of medications between retail pharmacies and insurance companies. To simplify the process, PBMs can increase the cost of a drug and increase how much an insurance company is charged for the drug. PBMs will then pocket a share of the fee paid for a drug. So the more expensive the medication, the more profit the PBM is making off of that medication, exemplifying an extremely corrupt and unnecessary process within the drug industry. While it's important to understand the problems within the drug industry, we must develop solutions to improve these problems and improve affordability. This can be accomplished by Congress passing legislation to ban PBMs from the drug industry. At a personal level, individuals can make more informed decisions about the drugs that they purchase. For one, Congress can pass legislation to remove PBMs. In an article by the Ohio Capital Journal, written by Marty Schlagen in 2024, it was stated that Mark Cuban has already done just this when he established his own pharmacy, Cost Plus Drugs, which operates entirely independent of the PBM system. system, Cost Plus Drugs has been able to offer patients all across the nation significantly cheaper costs for their medications than major retailers such as CVS and Walgreens, which still operate within the PBM system. If this legislation is passed, it will then impact the major retailers, which will then result in cheaper medication costs for patients all across the nation. On a personal level, individuals can use the app GoodRx, which, as stated by the GoodRx online site in 2024, they offer coupons to patients both with and without insurance to improve the affordability of a variety of medications. Additionally, individuals can opt to have their prescriptions filled at a pharmacy that operates independent of the PBM system, much like Cost Plus Drugs. This is a great option to boycott the PBM model while still getting a cheaper cost for their prescription. Implementing this legislation will be successful, as its impact has already been proven. Cost Plus Drugs and numerous other pharmacies across the nation have already demonstrated that pharmacies can operate successfully while independent of the PBM system. According to the Cost Plus Drugs company site in 2024, lisinopril, which is a blood pressure medication, is being sold for $5.60. Compare this with the major retailers, such as CVS and Walgreens, where it's being sold for an average of $24. This is a significant difference and demonstrates just how much the PBM system is leeching from the pockets of patients. This will forever impact and alter the lives of patients across the nation. During my time spent as a pharmacy technician at Walgreens, I witnessed an older lady receive a $12,000 bill for an insulin prescription, to which she could not afford, and she ultimately had to deny her medication. I witnessed a mother frantically calling anybody she could in hopes of paying for her child's prescription, as the child sat and wailed and coughed in the waiting room for what felt like hours. And I witnessed countless customers break down in fits of rage over their overpriced medications. This could all be avoided. Grandmothers could be given precious time to spend with their grandchildren. Mothers could be given peace of mind knowing that their child is going to make a strong recovery. And patients could be assured that their health is prioritized if Congress makes reforms to the drug industry, beginning by banning PBMs. This is further exemplified by the report by Sam Hughes and Nicole Rapagel, published by the Center for American Progress in 2023, where it was demonstrated that out of every $100 spent on prescription medications, 5 of those dollars go toward PBMs. These are $5 that could be spent on other necessities or even other medications. These are $5 that can and should be returned to the populace. Finally, let's take a moment to reflect upon how implementing this legislation will improve the affordability of medications and impact the lives of all Americans. Today, we detailed the complications of high drug costs in the U.S., why these high drug costs are so prevalent, and we propose solutions to improve the affordability of these medications. The United States Congress should pass legislation to improve the affordability of prescription medications. No individual should go without medication, infant, elder, or college student. Thank you.